Его соперник из Армении Давиթ Չալոյան.
What a reception for Dawid Chalayan, the 2021 IBA World Championship silver medalist in the super heavyweight division from the edition in Belgrade. And to give you an idea as to how big a star this man is in his homeland of Armenia, he was the flag bearer for the entire Armenian Olympic delegation at the opening ceremony down the River Seine in the Paris Olympic Games of 2024.
No punches up, no blow, holding, touch your gloves, good luck.
So the final instructions from referee Mr. Luca Varilonga, and the tail of the tape bearing out what we witnessed with our eyes, a towering height advantage for Dawid Chalayan, who's looking for a second successful appearance on the IBA Champions Night stage. He was a stoppage winner back in October, right here in this very venue in Yerevan, taking out his opponent Taimur Khan in the second round. Will he be able to utilize his greater depth of IBA pedigree in the three-round format against the more experienced professional, that is Vitaly Kudukov of Russia. An associate of Murat Gassiev, the former unified cruiserweight champion of the world in the professional ranks, now campaigning up in the heavyweight division. He's showing to be no respecter of the reputation or indeed the accomplishments of Chalayan. Kudukov, the shorter boxer, seeking to maraud his way into his own wheelhouse and score heavily at short to mid-range. Chalayan keeping the movement going and looking to establish his own long left jab. So neither man finding their timing with any consistency through the first minute of this opening round. Chalayan looking for the long left hook. Right hand off the back foot was off the mark. So Chalayan looking for the right hand over the top, using the perimeter of the boxing ring. And the decibel level pumped up to maximum here. Good work to the body by the taller boxer, dropping his height and shoveling away punches into the midsection of his opponent. Left hook to the body is an effective shot once again from Chalayan. Soldier in the Armenian military, away from his boxing duties. I mentioned the fact that he won a World Championship silver, also a medalist in the World Military Championships, coming away with a bronze at the 2021 edition in Moscow. Seeking to establish the double jab right cross, and again, he's not scoring with it. He did on that occasion, but it's keeping Kudukov occupied. Good left hook to the body once again from Chalayan. Bustling his way forwards once more is Kudukov. So Chalayan inaccurate with those attempted straight punches off the back foot. Uppercut through the middle wasn't too far away with the left hand from Chalayan. Scoring with a long left jab to the body. And there is a success for Kudukov, driving his man back towards the neutral corner. His chin was up in the air, and it was checked by a cluster of punches. Round two of a super heavyweight contest that is scheduled for 8, and the atmosphere here is electric as the home fans seek to encourage and inspire Dawid Chalayan. Demonstrated some beautiful work to the body during the course of that first round. There was an effective forward foray from Kudukov in the closing stages of the first, but look at that trip hammer of a left jab and then a right hand punctuating that combination success for the man from Armenia. Solid left jab once again from Chalayan, and then turning a left uppercut underneath. Luca Varilonga speaking in the direction of Vitaly Kudukov about his failure to keep his head up. Well, that's another stern admonishment from the referee in the direction of Kudukov. A wonderful left jab once again, doubling, trebling it up now is Chalayan. A single counter jab came in response from Kudukov. Effective defenses from Kudukov to repel that three-shot combination from Chalayan. Chalayan doing a good job sticking and moving, not running, but boxing on the back foot and occasionally holding his feet and letting go heavy leather. Oh, that's a cracking left uppercut through the middle. The combination was started by a roundhouse right, which sought to get around the rear of Kudukov's left glove. And the left uppercut that came through the middle was a wonderful shot. Jabs to the body, right cross to the head. And you have to admire the commitment that Kudukov is showing to coming forwards. And when he gets into his own territory, well, he's got to be more accurate than he was just there. He's having to pay a heavy toll to get into his own punching range. Continually being fed that stiff left jab from Chalayan, and then turns it into a long left hook. Chalayan moving less now, holding his feet more, sitting down on his punches and walking Kudukov onto them. But gamely, he steps back into the breach. Effective defenses with his gloves and forearms. As the crowd dial up the decibel level once more. Beautiful lead left hook off the back foot from Chalayan. Didn't quite spin off the line to make it a check hook, and then a right hand, and I just get the sense that Kudukov is being hit with far more regularity now. The head movement that he was demonstrating in the first round, which wasn't a tremendous amount, but Chalayan spins off the line and works to the body effectively, but the head movement has decreased, and that is why. Round number 3 then of a super heavyweight contest that is scheduled for 8, and Chalayan coming out with real purpose behind that stiff left jab. And Kudukov, well, he was just forced to retreat and reconsider there. In the first 2 rounds, he was inevitably, incessantly over that front foot, but look at the manner in which Chalayan's putting his punches together here now. And so Chalayan proving to have a real deterrent packed in his fists during the opening stages of round number 3, as Kudukov just a little more circumspect now, rather than just walking in a straight line in the front door. He's having to try and think and fashion his way inside, because that's what's waiting for him. Chalayan was inaccurate on that occasion. Oh, that's a good left uppercut to the body, and again a left, right, left from Chalayan, and the 2 lefts fairly lifted Kudukov up off his feet. Terrific work being produced by Chalayan, who followed it up with a left-right combination upstairs, and there's the right hand in evidence once again. He really is sitting down on his punches now and firing shots with tremendous authority. Left hook is a solid shot, and then a left-right combination. And Kudukov's mission becoming more difficult by the minute here in the 3rd round. But again, he willingly wades his way back into his own wheelhouse. But Chalayan now on the front foot, seeking to back up Kudukov. And a tall pressure fighter is a really formidable opponent to face off against in the boxing ring. You feel like he's being pursued by a telegraph pole, and it's a telegraph pole that is hitting tremendously hard Dawid Chalayan. But again, you have to admire and commend the courage of Vitaly Kudukov. Absolutely no quit in Kudukov. His spirit not diminishing. His successes have been few and far between compared to those of Chalayan. But of course, in this division, more than any other, as Chalayan scores with a good right hand and left hand to the body. What a left uppercut on the inside, swiveling the shaven head of Kudukov. But he continues to press in search of his own offense. An air of desperation about that forward foray from Kudukov. His punches were inaccurate and rather agricultural, easily evaded by Chalayan. Chalayan with a dominant display in this particular round. My goodness, that was endured in the third by Vitaly Kadukov. Moving to round number 5. And this has been a tremendous display from Dawid Chalayan so far. And again, he's come out with aggressive intent to begin this 5th round. Setting up camp in the middle of the boxing ring and charging a high toll for Kadukov to try and work his way inside to his own territory. Peppering him with jabs, sticking him with stiff right crosses, and unfurling hurtful hooks and uppercuts from both flanks. Solid left hand off the back foot with a hook from Chalayan, and then a right hand over the top again, just momentarily caused Kadukov to become a little disorganized. He's got his boxing stance back together, and he's seeking to bustle his way inside once more. But he's fed another piston-like lead left hand from Chalayan. Kadukov gets through with a solid left jab of his own. And again, that is testament to the man's fighting spirit, because he still believes that he can win. There's been no diminishment of his ambition or his commitment in this contest. And he has shown plenty of toughness as well. Got to be in great shape to absorb the punches that Chalayan has let go and continue to maintain your shape and discipline, not fall apart at the seams. Showing those qualities is Kadukov, but of course if you continue to take shots in the manner that they're being administered by Chalayan, well, that can deplete your energy levels rapidly. So you won't be able to demonstrate the desire because you can end up running on empty. Solid left jab once again from Chalayan, who's back on the back foot for the first time since the early stages of the contest. After taking a look in round 1, in rounds 2 and 3 as he's fighting effectively off the ropes, he was the flat-footed, maybe not quite stalker, but he certainly wasn't conceding ground as he's doing here. Willingly, I hasten to add. Choosing to box off the back foot and just continuing to shoot out that potent scoring left jab. There he did sit down on it as he brought the right cross into play. Left right once again from Chalayan, not too far away. Not fully committing to those punches, Chalayan, and was out of range as he let the uppercut go. Well, the 10-second clapper sounds as Chalayan dropping his attack back down to the body. And relentlessness is a very difficult quality to beat. A little bit in round number 4. And look at Chalayan. Out to meet him, but he's meeting a man who is bouncing up and down on his toes, and Vitaly Kadukov showing that he is still filled with energy and up for the fight. So Vitaly Kadukov walks onto a right uppercut there. For my money, I think he's conceded all of the rounds, but there a left hook. And again, this is a division where a single shot can turn a contest entirely on its head. 43% KO ratio in his 9-bout professional career, remember, for the man from Vladikavkaz, Vitaly Kadukov. Chalayan moving wonderfully, and right cross behind that darting left jab is really hurtful. Back on the front foot once again, Chalayan. Kadukov trying to bob and weave in the pocket as he continues his pursuit. More jabs now from around the belt line from Chalayan, moving counterclockwise to his right and boxing beautifully off the back foot near the ropes. That's a solid right hand behind a left hook from Chalayan. Not quite hooking off the jab because it was separated by a right cross, but a 3-shot combination, left, right, left hook from Chalayan. But Kadukov continuing to compete. IBA Champions Night debut for him, and out to make a name for himself at the expense of the Armenian Olympian and indeed Olympic flag bearer Dawid Chalayan. Scoring single was a clumping shot, thudded home by Kudukov. Double jab is a wonderful shot once again from Chalayan, but you can see he's breathing through a mouth that's open, and the relentless quality of Vitaly Kudukov being demonstrated once again, despite the jabs that he is taking, because again the head movement means that, or the lack of head movement means that he's not particularly difficult for Chalayan to hit and score upon, but despite the punches he's absorbing, Chalayan wonderfully educated use of the left hand, double jab, hook around the corner, then pulled the glove down and scored with the right. Wonderful free-flowing punches from Chalayan once again, ripping uppercuts through the middle from around his belt line. But despite all of these shots that Vitaly Kudukov is absorbing, he continues to press and is on the chest of Chalayan once again. So into round 6 then. Now the referee calling time. Just some running repairs required to the right boot of Dawid Chalayan. So 30 seconds gone in the 6th round. It's the super heavyweight contest scheduled for 8, remember. Not only is he considerably taller, Dawid Chalayan, some 12 centimeters taller than a 1.85 meter Vitaly Kudukov. He has a significant weight advantage as well. Chalayan seeking to fire that right cross off the ropes, practically 10 kilograms heavier than the 97.5 kilo Vitaly Kudukov. Wonderful jab to the body, and then you see how he brought it up from around his belt line and then pistoned it out from the shoulder. In just that brief cameo, we saw 3 varieties of jab there from Dawid Chalayan. It's the most fundamental punch in the coaching manual, but there is so much variety that can be used with it. Chalayan showed wonderful range in that brief cameo, and there shooting out the jab with a bent elbow, Chalayan. Kudukov continues to press. It's almost, without wishing to be unkind, it's almost like watching one of those wind-up toys that continues to bounce into the skirting board when you let it go. Because Chalayan, despite being pushed backward by combinations like that, takes in a lungful of oxygen, bites down and comes again. Oh, that's a terrific 3-shot combination from Chalayan. But back comes Kudukov once again. Takes the right uppercut. Again, when you're used to knocking guys out, can sometimes play tricks in the mind. Not quite suggesting that Chalayan's going to be fallen by the curse of the puncher. But he's meeting a man who was looking as they may get taken out of there in rounds 2 and 3. But in rounds 5 and 6, excuse me, in rounds 4 and 5, well, even though he's being considerably outboxed, he just looks as though he isn't going anywhere. So will he be able to knock on the door in the final 2 rounds? Dawid Chalayan, who must have won all 6 of the completed rounds, is met with the bouncing body language of Vitaly Kudukov. No dissipation or diminishment of his desire, of his competitive spirit, still in there with his belief intact. And that belief will tell him that all he needs is one shot. It's a good 2-shot salvo shoveled into the body by Kudukov. But that left jab, illustrative of how effective the lead left has been for Çağlayan. And given the 12-centimeter disparity in height, often his right cross is coming on a downward trajectory, like some of the best sharp-shooting boxers in the history of the noble art. And yet still, Kudukov takes the shot, big inhalation, bites down and comes again. And again, there's very little head movement coming from Kudukov. So it would be really surprising if he was able to start demonstrating that now. But there he just had a brief burst of success, turning it into an exchange. Çağlayan taking some power off the punches and just letting his hands go in free-flowing form. Boxing truism, of course, is that a champion can be bested by a journeyman if the champion's not in shape. And I'm not suggesting that Çağlayan isn't in shape. Indeed, it's the exact opposite, because if he wasn't in shape here tonight, and neither is Kudukov a journeyman, by the way, he's still a boxer possessed of plenty of ambition. But given the disparity in terms of pedigree in the 3-round IBA code, I think Çağlayan entered this as a considerable favorite. And yet here is Kudukov testing him for every second that he is in the boxing ring. Minute remaining in this penultimate round. Left hook blocked by the right glove of Kudukov. Wonderful left hand. Snapped out like a trip hammer by Çağlayan as he remains on the jab. Looking for the check left hook near the neutral corner. There he did bring it into play. Combinations flowing wonderfully from this long-limbed super heavyweight. That shot landing on the top of the head as Kudukov sought to bracket his head with his hands on his forward march. Scoring jab from Kudukov. Clumping left hook, feathered home on the inside, but a left-right combination from Kudukov once again, who concludes the round with another burst of success. A round that has surely been edged, but you see Dawid Çalyan shaking out his arms there. This non-verbal communication, letting the man in the other corner know, the amateur superstar, that I am still here and I still believe I can win. For my money, as we're into the 8th and final round, Vitaly Kudukov is going to require a knockout if he hopes to be declared as the victor here. But Çalyan, even though he's piled up a plethora of points, he must have won all 7 of the completed rounds that have been boxed. But again, Kudukov takes a stiff left hand that causes him to back up momentarily, as does the follow-up combination. But Kudukov will be aware that his only shot at victory is to knock his man out now. And that is what he is going in search of. Çalyan, check left hook followed by a right hand and another left hook in that burst of punches. And I wonder whether Çalyan has just almost accepted in his mind that this one is going the distance. From his perspective, he doesn't want to get careless and run onto a stray elbow or reckless head. Left hook to the body followed by a roundhouse right were really solid shots. Çalyan getting physical on the inside, shoving his man away. Two hooks in that combination from Çalyan, as the crowd making their presence felt once again as they continue to encourage Dawid Çalyan. Haven't got on his back. Beautiful work to the body from both hands from Çalyan. But we have to give immense credit for the competitive spirit and sheer toughness being demonstrated by Vitaly Kudukov. He must have worked himself into terrific condition to still be here competing after the number of punches that he has absorbed from a quality power-punching super heavyweight of the caliber of Davith Chalayan. Wasn't able to land with consistent enough success to really pose any sustained and significant questions of Chalayan, who's done, without wishing to be unkind to Kadukov, pretty much what he wants, when he wants during the course of this bout. But Kadukov has always possessed that threat by remaining in the fight, continuing to take it to Chalayan, looking for a chink in the armor, looking for any sign of weakness. Now Chalayan, being the consummate IBA pro that he is, hasn't given him any encouragement in that regard and remained responsible throughout and has boxed his way.
Итак, дамы и господа, в этом ярком и насыщенном событиями поединке единогласным решением судей победу по очкам одержал, and your winner by unanimous decision, Davith Chalayan, Armenia.
Well, Davith Chalayan duly declared a unanimous point decision victor over Vitaly Kadukov of Russia. For my money, he won all 8 of the completed rounds, demonstrated wonderful variety, but that show of respect against the man he had